What's up, guys? It's Cisco here with a brand new video, and today I'll be talking about my Week 13 predictions for Week 13 of the NFL season. But before we get into the video, many of you may have noticed I still have my beard that I had from the last video, and the reason I didn't shave it yet is because I'm participating in No Shave November. It's a great cause that raises awareness for cancer. Last year, I only did it for 4 weeks. I didn't do it the whole month because my mom told me that I should shave it because it would look messy at the party. But I'm doing it the whole month this year. As you guys may have known, it's November 29th. Tomorrow's gonna be the last day of November. It's the 30th tomorrow. So tomorrow night I'll shave it. I feel like this has been my the thickest my beard has ever got. As I said before, it felt great to participate in this good cause, but it's time to shave it tomorrow. Alright, with that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first game of Week 13 is tonight between the Saints and the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys are coming off a big win against the Redskins on Thanksgiving. Zeke had over 100 yards. Amari Cooper had over 100 yards receiving. They did a really good job. Now they look like they're playoff contenders, but they're versing a tough Saints team today. The Saints are not only good at offense, they have a good defense as well. They only allow 73 rushing yards per game, which is first in the league, so if they have any chance of winning tonight, Ezekiel Elliott has to have at least 100 yards. Same thing with Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott. He has to have at least over 250 passing yards in order to win tonight. But I don't feel like the Cowboys, they're going to match the Saints' firepower. I feel like the Saints are going to overpower them. Drew Brees is playing on an MVP level this year, and I see the Saints getting a huge win on the road in Dallas tonight. With the final score of being 38-17. Next, we got the Ravens and the Falcons. Now the Falcons, they're coming off a big loss against the Saints on Thanksgiving night. They lost 31-17. I mean, Matt Ryan looked okay. He had over 200 yards, but they couldn't get the running game going, and the defense was poor. Now, even though the Falcons are at home, I'm still going to pick the Ravens because the Ravens are coming off two nice wins. Yeah, they were against the Bengals and against the Raiders too, but offense is looking better with Lamar Jackson under center. Despite throwing 2 interceptions, he's a good runner. He's made some good throws too. Defense is top in the league against the pass and against the run. So I expect the Ravens to win by a score of 24-17. I feel like they're going to win this one. Alright, next. The Broncos and the Bengals. Both these teams come in at 5-6. They're not out of the playoffs just yet. They're one game behind the Colts and the Ravens, who are tied for that 6th seed right now. So both teams are still alive. But after seeing what happened against the Browns last week, defense looked horrible. Offense couldn't get anything going. Andy Dalton put on IR. I don't see them winning or making the playoffs this year. And the Broncos, they're coming off an impressive win against the Steelers at home, which shocked many NFL fans and me personally. So in this game, I'm going to take the Broncos to win this. They're going to win by a score of 26-14. Next, we got the Rams and the Lions. Lions are coming off a tough loss against the Bears on Thanksgiving. Matthew Stafford struggled, drew two interceptions. The offense couldn't get anything going, and they just played a poor game. Meanwhile, the Rams have been excellent all season. Despite that one loss to the Saints, their offense, they rank in the top 5. Defense, they're pretty good too. I don't think they're going to contain Todd Gurley or Jared Goff, and they're not. And that offensive line of the Lions, they're definitely not going to stop Aaron Donald. So I'm taking the Rams to win big. I feel like the Rams are going to get a huge win, 41-17, ending the Lions' hopes at any which will end the Lions' hopes of any playoff implications that they have. Next, we got the Cardinals and the Packers. Now, Cardinals and Packers, both of their seasons just going terrible. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they're 4-6-1. The Cardinals are 2-9. Both these teams, they look like they're not going to make the playoffs. But then Aaron Rodgers, he was in this position 2 years ago when they were 4-6, and he ran the table. He won 6 consecutive games, and they made the playoffs at 10-6, and they even made it to the NFC Championship game before they were blown out by the Falcons. This looks like this is the game that looks winnable to them because the Cardinals have just been terrible this year. Josh Rosen, he has had some pretty decent games, but I don't feel like they're going to beat the Packers. I feel like the Packers, they get a huge win by a score of 34-17. Next, we got the Browns and the Texans. Now, the Browns have been playing some good football lately. After firing Hugh Jackson, Baker Mayfield's been on fire. He's been looking like a starter. He looks like he belongs there. He's just doing a great job. And they're still alive for the playoffs. They're only a game and a half behind the Ravens and the Colts. I'm not saying that they're gonna make it, but they still have a decent shot at this. But the Texans, they've been playing excellent football as well. Started out 0-3, didn't look too good. Chances of making the playoffs are like 20%. Now they're 8-3, and they're the top dogs in their division. Deshaun Watson, he's been awesome. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers in the league. He's been putting up great numbers. And I feel like Texans, they're gonna overpower the Browns. The Browns not gonna have enough power to beat them. So I'm taking the Texans to win this one by a score of 37-24. Next, we got the Colts and the Jaguars. Now the Colts, early in the year, we thought it was going to be another rough season. They would get like 3, 4, if they were lucky, 5 wins. But they're 6-5, and they're tied with the Ravens. Like I said before, tied with the Ravens for that 6th seed in the playoffs. This team is looking really good. Andrew Luck, he's looking like an MVP candidate. He's looking like a Pro Bowler. And he has a chance of winning Comeback Player of the Year because he didn't play a single game last year because of injuries the year before. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing an amazing job. As for the Jaguars, we cannot say the same. Blake Bortles has been benched for Cody Kessler. If you don't remember him, 2 years ago he was one of the stars for the Browns when they went 1-15. So that's who Blake Bortles is getting benched for. He's been doing that bad. I don't know what happened to them. They started off 3-1. They beat the Patriots. Everyone was saying that they have a chance to win the AFC Championship game. But now, after 7 consecutive losses, they are at 3-8. Wow. That's just disappointing. But the last time they did play these two teams, it was a really close game, but the wide receiver for the Jaguars, he fumbled at the end, and it cost them. That's why I'm going to pick the Colts to win this one. They're going to win by a score of 28-21. Next, Bills and the Dolphins. Now, the Bills, their season started off really rough. I mean, a few weeks ago, Josh Allen, he was out. They couldn't find a quarterback. They couldn't score any points. They were last in the league in offense. But now they're 4-7, and they still have a chance to make the playoffs, but they're going to need a lot of help. Like they have to beat the Dolphins this week. As for the Dolphins, they're at 5-6. Now, they're still alive, too. This is going to be an interesting one. But, in the end, I feel like the Dolphins, they're going to get this win. They're going to win by a score of 20-13, I feel like. Alright, next. The Bears and the Giants. The Bears, man, they've been the surprise of the league this year. 8-3. They were at the bottom of the division last year. Not a lot of people expect them to be good. They were saying 6 or 7 wins. They're lucky, but they're doing it. I mean, Khalil Mack, he's been a great addition. He's been getting sacks. He's been making nice plays on defense. Eddie Jackson, too, their star safety. He has 3 interceptions this season. And 3 touchdowns on defense. The Bears' defense has just been unstoppable, and their offense is pretty good too. But again, they'll be without starting quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. But they managed to beat the Lions last week. As for the Giants, They're coming off a tough loss in which they blew that big lead against the Eagles. Mathematically, they're still alive. They're only behind the Redskins and the Cowboys by 3 games, but they're going to need a lot of help. I don't think they're going to get it. I think they're going to lose this game as well. I feel like the Bears, they're going to get a 31-19 win against the Giants. Next, we got the Panthers and the Buccaneers. Last time these two teams met, the Panthers were bowling them out early, but the Buccaneers, they managed to get back in it. They were scoring points, getting a lot of yardage, but they came up short and lost 42-28. Now, every time these two teams play, they put up a lot of points, a lot of yardage, and it's always really close. But I feel like the Panthers are going to win. I mean, they've lost 2 in a row, but I feel like their offense, they're just going to be better. Defense is going to overpower their offense. And it is true that the Buccaneers, they have the most yards per game on offense, but their defense can't find a way to stop anyone, and that's why they're 4-7. Well, when they should be 7-4. So I'm gonna take the Panthers to win this one. They're gonna win by a score of 27-21 against the Buccaneers. All right, next game, the Chiefs and the Raiders. Well, Chiefs are coming in 9-2. Raiders are coming in 2-9. So we should expect this one to be a blowout. Patrick Mahomes, he's another MVP candidate. He's been on fire this year. He's thrown over 30 touchdown passes, but he has thrown a lot of picks lately. But he's made up for it by coming out on his next drive and just firing. I feel like the Chiefs' offense is just going to overpower the Raiders, and they're going to dominate by a score of 42-17 against the Oakland Raiders. Next, Jets and the Titans. Well, the season hasn't gone particularly well for both of these teams. Jets 3-8, Titans 5-6. Titans are still alive for the playoffs, but Jets hopes they're gonna need a miracle. The Jets. I feel like this week they're not gonna get it though. I feel like the Titans are gonna win. Even though Josh McCown played great last week despite the loss, they're gonna be playing him again probably because I think Sam Darnold is still hurt. But I think the Titans, they're gonna bounce back. I feel like they have the better team, the better defense. By a score of 24-20, the Titans are gonna win. Next, the Vikings and the Patriots. This is gonna be a great game. Two high-powered offenses, and one good defense in the Vikings. Not saying the Patriots have a bad defense, but their defense, it's not as great as the other good defenses around the league. As we've seen in recent years, Patriots they depend on their offense to win them games. But I feel like the Patriots are gonna win this game. Even though the Vikings are coming off a nice win against the Packers last week, I'm still taking the Patriots. It's gonna be a close one. I feel like the Patriots are gonna win this one 34-31. Next, we got the 49ers against the Seahawks. 49ers, another team that's been disappointment this year, 2-9. Seahawks have been okay. They're 6-5. They're one spot out of the playoffs. But they're still in, though. They're still in. And I feel like the Seahawks are going to get the win. Even though it is Richard Sherman's return to Seattle, he would like to get revenge on his former team. Sorry, Richard Sherman, that's not going to happen. Seahawks, I feel like the Seahawks are going to get a big win. They're going to win by a score of 30-20. Next. Oh, this is going to be a great game. It's a Sunday night football game between the Chargers and the Steelers. This is going to be a great game. Now, the Chargers, they've been really good this year. I mean, they started off slow, but Phillip Rivers, he's been playing outstanding. His wide receivers have been doing well. Melvin Gordon, one of the best running backs in the league. He can run, he can catch, he can do just about everything you want him to do. As I said before, the Steelers are coming off a rough loss to against the Broncos, but they're back at home. The home crowd's going to be pumping them up, cheering them on. The Chargers, they're coming from They're coming from out west, so it might be hard for them to stop the Steelers on the road. So I'm gonna pick the Steelers. I feel like this is gonna be a close one, but the Steelers are gonna win. They're gonna bounce back and get a nice win. I feel like they're gonna win by a score of 28-26. And lastly, we got the Monday Night Football game between the Redskins and the Eagles. Now the Redskins, they currently hold the sixth and last spot in the NFC playoffs, while the Eagles are one game behind. They may be down, the Eagles, but they're not out. After coming back against the Giants last week, they still have hope that they can make the playoffs and possibly win the division, even though they're one game behind Dallas and Washington. But I'm gonna pick an upset right here. I feel like the Redskins are gonna win against the Eagles because Colt McCoy. That is true. Colt McCoy's the quarterback. Alex Smith out for the season, that gruesome leg injury. But I feel like despite throwing 3 interceptions, Colt McCoy had a good game. Not all of them were on him. There was one or two where the receiver it tipped out of his hands and the defender caught it. So you can't really blame it all on him. He had some nice throws. I mean, they're gonna if they're gonna win tonight. If they're gonna win Monday night, they're gonna have to get Adrian Peterson going like he did against the Giants. The run defense is gonna have to come up big, and I feel like Colt McCoy is gonna put up a lot of yardage against the Eagles because Eagles secondary is just beat up this year. Multiple defensive backs are just put on IR, and nothing's gone their way defensively. Offense is really good. They got good playmakers. Carson Wentz, great quarterback, but defense just can't do anything this year. So I'm picking the Redskins to win by a score of 33-28. And there you have it, guys. Those are my NFL predictions for Week 13 of the NFL season. Remember, if you enjoy this video, make sure you like and hit the subscribe button. You can check another video out if you want. More videos to come in the future, and I'll see you all in the next one.